Hi friends, it's your buddy Matt, the global ergonomist and ergo coach. Welcome to another strong Qigong here on the Intercoastal Waterway of North Florida, outside my beautiful hometown of St. Augustine. Welcome to another cool class. I hope you enjoy it. You know, we always start out with our visualizations and breath work. And one of the things I wanted to share with you is that we often cue to inhale through the nose and out from the mouth. And I'll often say, through pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw. Well, that's to control the exhale. That is an old martial arts trick. As we say in many of our techniques here in Strong Qigong, the key to taking a deep breath isn't how much we draw in. The key to taking a deep breath is how much we puff out at the bottom of every breath cycle. That's known as respiratory sinus arrhythmia, and when we purse our lips, we can extend that exhale. So we started, as always, with sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath, and we use those cues. From there, we go into cleansing the inner body, which also is a breath routine, Qigong breathing. And then, of course, we do our blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the heart, the cauldron of the mind, and the cauldron of the body. Again, breath work through pursed lips, controlling the exhale, respiratory sinus arrhythmia. After we do all that, we get to go into our routine and celebrate the movements of Tai Chi, Qigong, and Shaolin martial arts. Today's class started with digging in the garden, an old favorite of ours. And from digging in the garden, we went right into drawback and push. Drawback and push is from the Tai Chi tradition, just as digging in the garden is. Then we went into a looser move, two-handed silk reeling into opposite hand silk reeling. And that's more of a calisthenic, if you will. You get to be loose, you get to be easy, and focus on moving the body, shifting weight and turning trunk. And then we went into what we call waving hands like clouds, one of our all-time favorites. And we finished up with a short version of Master Wong Kam's Waters. So this was a cool class. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you'll continue to share it because our community is growing on YouTube, and I have to thank you for that. And don't forget to do all the things that keep the algorithm happy, things like subscribing and liking and hitting the notification bell, commenting. All of that helps us grow this community and helps us build the light that we share in the world around us. So thanks again, and keep joining us again and again for Strong Qigong. So let's begin, as always, with our visualizations. And the visualizations begin with one in Strong Qigong we call sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath. So we use this visualization to alter our autonomic nervous system, to do a bunch of things that will help us sharpen. We begin first, slowing the breath down, taking deep, slow, quiet, even breaths in the pattern of the parasympathetic nervous system. So right now, you're using your forebrain, you're using your prefrontal cortex to override some structures in the brainstem, the autonomic nervous system. And you're telling it to slow the cruise control down. You do that with long, slow, deep, silent breaths, conscious breaths. And as you do, the brainstem responds. It begins to tip towards the parasympathetic branch, what we call rest and digest. Now, as you breathe in this manner, we then begin to focus our attention on every breath cycle. So we have an inhale, we have an exhale, we playfully call yin-hail and yang-hail. And with the yang-hail, the exhale, we start to extend it. And one of the techniques we borrow from the ancient martial arts is pursing the lips, as if blowing through a straw. So when we blow through a straw, we have control of that exhale, and we can make it longer. When we get to the bottom of our breath cycle, we still have more air. In our reserve capacity of our lower lobes of our lungs, we push a little more of that air out with the floating ribs unattached to our rib cage. When we do, the next ensuing inhale through the nose is much deeper and much longer itself. We continue to extend that exhale, make it longer, and then the deep ensuing inhale follows. Now, if you can, and you're comfortable, you might invite your eyes to close so you can use this visualization. We tighten up even further our focus. We use this gift of this mind we have that's been passed down through generations, just as a samurai sword would be passed down for generations, and it's our turn to care for it. We care for it by polishing it. We care for it by sharpening it. And we do that with this breath technique. With every inhale, we draw that blade across the stone of our breath on one side. When we get to the end of that inhale, we flip the blade over, we push the blade from us. With each yonghale, with each exhale, we flip the blade again, we draw it to us. We flip the blade, we push it from us. And we continue sharpening each side of the breath that way, flipping the blade, pushing it from us, flipping the blade, drawing it to us. And our final sequence is to begin to focus on the flipping of the blade, the infinitesimal moment where out-breath becomes in-breath and in-breath becomes out-breath. Continue to focus on those fleeting moments. That's what gets the midbrain between our brainstem and our prefrontal cortex to secrete more dopamine, and it sprinkles like a sprinkler system over that prefrontal cortex, sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath. So focus on those fleeting moments where out-breath becomes in-breath becomes out-breath. When you're ready, you can invite your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open like a butterfly leaving a flower. As we always say in strong Qigong, the key to taking a deep breath isn't how much we draw in. The key to taking a deep breath is how much we puff out. We're ready for our warm-ups now. We begin with the yoga neck roll. As always, we inhale and the head floats like a balloon on a string towards the sky. When we go to exhale, we purse those lips, we drop the chin to the chest. When we inhale again, we sweep one ear past one shoulder. As we exhale, we purse lips all the way across chest. Inhale, opposite ear past opposite shoulder. Exhale, pursing across lips. Inhale. Exhale, purse lips across chest. Inhale in each direction, ear over shoulder. And then exhale all the way across wrists. We're letting all of these structures work in unison. Phrenic nerve and vagus nerve, inner ear and diaphragm, everything moving in concert. Proprioception and interoception. Beautifully done. That's a great place to start. And on your next exhale, you can invite your chin to pause at the chest and inhale it back upright. As we warm up our upper respiratory sinus, beginning with our shoulder rolls, we loop them forward and upward with our inhales. We bring them around back and squeeze them downward and backward with our exhales. And in the concert of our breath, we do these big dramatic shoulder rolls. And if your knees join in, let them. Make this a big whole body move. As you inhale and rise, exhale and fall. Big loops, deliberate loops, as we work our way down the upper extremity. So when your hands drop again, you can cross wrists with gentle fists and then begin looping your elbows in the same manner, opening your chest. And if you're called to look upward towards the sky, you can do that as well. Inhale and loop, exhale and fall. Continue to breathe in that manner, crossing wrists with gentle fists at the bottom. The next time your hands drop again, open the palms up towards the sky and get your whole arms involved. Inhale. Beautifully done. Exhale down and continue breathing in that manner, warming up that upper respiratory sinus, warming up your middle dantian, the cauldron of the heart. Beautifully done. And then we drop back down to cross the wrists again and just throw a few more of those elbow rolls. Beautifully done, opening like so. And then when you're ready, finish where you started and just roll those shoulder blades again. Loop forward, exhale down, and continue in this manner As we work into the lower respiratory sinus, we're still in the region of the middle dantian, the cauldron of the heart. So on your next exhale, you can relax your shoulders, turn your eyes towards one hand, palm up, and begin to scoop and toss from side to side. Scooping with palm up and tossing with palm down behind you. Silk reeling. Beautifully done. We're going to do some silk reeling today. One of the freer movements. And after you've done the palm up and the arms looping, make that gentle fist each side and throw the elbow loops from side to side. Well done. Breathing deeply, slowly, quietly, and evenly. Work your way back into the shoulder blades, big loops, backward in each direction, shifting weight, turning trunk. Knowing this gets us into the rhythm for our next warm-up as we work our way down our trunk into what's lovingly known in the ancient Asian tradition of ragdoll. Simply use that trunk turn to let your arms flail from your body. Beautifully done. And from ragdoll, we go right into pellet or prayer drum. You begin to slap or tap the top of your opposite shoulder, and your backhand winds up tapping the hip behind you. Usually the back of the hand at the back of us here. And after we've worked the top of the shoulder, you work to the top of your chest, up around your collarbone. Give yourself a slap or tap. You can decide how sharp a slap or how light a tap. After you've hit the top of the shoulders and top of the chest, work to those floating ribs down at the bottom of your rib cage. Give them a loving slap or tap, for they're giving us all of this benefit of that extended exhale. After you've done the bottom of the rib cage, you can let it drift to the hips. Let it slap and tap from side to side. We've got that upper half of our body warmed up, and we'll bring ourselves to the lower half. So when you're ready, invite your hands to drift to your hips and begin those big looping hula hoops we know lovingly as stirring the bowl. Well done. And whichever direction you chose is fine, because you know we're going to unwind what we wound. So when you're ready, simply pause and loop in the opposite direction. Stirring the bowl. Getting that lower body warmed up, loosened up in the lower dantian. Then when you're ready, invite yourself to settle into the middle and widen your base of support. A little wider each direction so you can drop down into Mabu, the horse stance. You should be able to bob a little bit freely, just like an old Western movie. For the Great Bear swings, we take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we purse lips, drop all the way across. We inhale, pause up at the top, then exhale, purse lips all the way across. Inhale and rise. And invite your hands to settle on your thighs wherever is comfortable. As you follow the breath upward and follow it downward, warming up that whole lumbo-pelvic hip complex, we call that in Western medicine. Beautifully done. It's a kinesiology term. And on your next exhale, simply pause at the bottom, inhale your trunk upright, and begin to shift weight on a figure 8. Rock your little boat on your moonlit night, on your placid Lake Junaluska, or here on the Intercoastal Waterway, also known as Matanzas River, here in North Florida. Remember that as you change direction, you're rounding that corner and you're looping back one direction to the other, keeping your trunk upright, keeping those 3 smooth river rocks resting on one another. Well done. Now you can settle back into the middle of your boat, and before we leave horse stance, shift weight to one side and raise your toe. Then shift to the other side and raise your toe. And simply go back and forth, rocking your little boat, raising your toe and getting the lower body just below the knees a little warmed up too. Beautifully done. Now you can return to center Bring yourself back into your center stance about shoulder width. Shift weight to one foot, raise your heel, and loop the knee. Whichever direction is fine, because we're going to unwind what we've wound. You can simply pause and loop in the opposite direction. Notice ankle and foot following along obediently. Then settle on to that foot. Raise the opposite heel, loop in one direction, port and starboard we could say, and then to the opposite side, loop. Or I should say not opposite side, but opposite direction. Finish up by settling back into the middle, focusing on the upper extremities. Wrists, hands, and forearms. Remember your Laogong points. Gentle fists, raise all fingers, middle finger contact of the palm is your Laogong point. Important energy centers. We take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, our Laogong points lead the way down to our lap. When we go to inhale, we roll the wrists and inhale the Laogong points up to the heart center. And we exhale back down. We continue to breathe in this manner. And again, if your knees join in, let them. For Qigong breathing. Qigong breathing brings us to this ancient visualization we love so well. So if you can do so comfortably with eyes closed, invite them to close and use the power of your own visualization to imagine with every inhale a glowing mist forms in the core of the earth, rises through the soles of the feet, through the trillions of cells of your inner body to collect in your upper dantian, your mind's eye center. When you go to exhale, the glowing mist forms a glowing cloud, the glowing cloud forms a glowing rain, the glowing rain washes back down those trillions of cells through the soles of your feet and back into the earth. So this ancient visualization, known as cleansing the inner body, is breathing into and out from the earth. You're drawing golden mist up with every inhale and washing golden rain down with every exhale, preparing your inner body for all that follows. So on your next inhale, when you feel comfortable doing so, you can pause with your hands hovering at heart height in the loving pose we know as stand like tree, this ancient pose. And this is where we take inventory of our alignment. So with long neck and light head floating upward like a balloon, our heavy shoulders and our heavy tail melt downward. Now between them, with every breath, our spine gently stretches in both directions. This is known as a string of pearls in the ancient Asian literature. Meanwhile, our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in a firm, rooted stance like a mighty oak on a mountaintop. And those three energy centers, the upper, middle, and lower dantian, rest peacefully on one another, as if we carefully selected, gathered, balanced, and stacked three smooth river rocks on life's river's edge. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of our warm-ups, and we see it in our mind's eye. From the yoga neck roll through all those shoulder and elbow and arm rolls, from the great bear swings through shifting weight on a figure eight, we see and feel it in our mind's eye as our hands begin the slow journey downward until our thumbs find their destination crossed over our belly button and our folded fingers warm on the lower dantian, the cauldron of the body. Through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw, we use our visualization to blow on the embers of the cauldron of the body. And as we do, we delight in the growing, glowing light as the embers respond. And with each deep ensuing inhale, we draw the light upward. We begin to blow on the embers of the cauldron of the heart, the middle dantian we were just paying attention to earlier. We blow on the embers of both cauldrons, and this fills that inner galaxy with light, silken, golden chi energy to fill our inner galaxy again, and then spill beyond our inner galaxy and bathe the space between us with light, warm, silken chi energy. may your body be strong, and may your heart be calm. And if your eyes are closed, enjoy it a moment longer as you decide when your hands start to melt to your side and you decide to only let your eyes gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. We're warmed up and ready. We step into the center of our little boat, and the hand on this side of your room or screen makes a gentle fist that floats before the heart. The hand on this side covers it. We take a deep breath in to straighten. We slowly exhale and bow to one another in a gesture of mutual respect. When we inhale ourselves back upright in gratitude for the tradition, as we exhale, the hands melt down. When we inhale again, we inhale those Lao Gong points up an inch or so apart. We exhale down our center line, centering our Qi, part of the tradition. We do it again, and this time, in the Shaolin manner, we bring our Lao Gong points together. We exhale to the middle Dantian. We pause there. When we inhale, our elbows rise and wrists straighten. When we exhale, our hands melt down. We are ready with the formalities. We can step back out into our little boat and unlock our knees. When we inhale again, we bring those Lao Gong points about an inch or so apart. This time, as we exhale down, we engage the knees and hands in concert with our breath. Inhale, rise, exhale, fall. Beautifully done. Inhale, float. Exhale, melt. Well done. Continue to breathe in this manner. Calibrate how high you feel comfortable reaching, how low you feel comfortable going. Your only goal is to keep those 3 smooth river rocks right atop one another. Beautifully done. Now, the next time your hands rise, let your hands wind up a few inches apart, Lao Gong points, and exhale all the way down your body as low as you can comfortably go. Scoop outward and inhale upward. And you'll notice you're looping your hands as you exhale down and inhale up. Lao Gong points completing the circuit, holding this ball of silken Qi energy for a movement we know lovingly as digging in the garden, classic from the Tai Chi tradition. As you do so, you can gaze into the space between those 2 hands and focus on this energy between your Lao Gong points. Beautifully done. Dropping as low as you feel comfortably and rising as high as you can. And as you do, the next time your hands drop, we're going to tighten this circle. So when you get down to your lower dantian, your lap, you begin to loop towards your heart as you inhale. You exhale down and you inhale and rise. And you exhale and fall. This, in the Tai Chi tradition, is known as draw back and push. Beautifully done. Inhale towards your heart. Exhale down, pushing out and inhaling towards your heart again. Well done. Draw back and push. In a moment, when your hands rise again through the hugging pose, pause right there and let your hands drift to one side. And then inhale back onto the heel and exhale and push and continue to work in this manner. This is classic draw back and push. In the Yang 24 tradition, you'll see this in classic Tai Chi routines as well. So we inhale to the back foot, we exhale as we push and lunge. Well done. And in a moment, I'm going to invite you to pause with your hands extended over that foot and then drag them across your field of vision, loop down, and do it again. Inhale as you draw across, exhale back over that lead foot where you were draw back and push just a moment ago. And as your hands drift past your field of vision, you can kind of gaze into the back of the hands as they float past. This is silk reeling, another form of basically Tai Chi and Qigong calisthenics. It's just a pattern that you follow. As you inhale across, exhale to your starting position, two-handed silk reeling. Beautifully done. Well done. Now, in a moment, we're going to go from this two-handed silk reeling into the wax-off maneuver, where the hands loop in opposite directions. So you notice this lead hand that you're leading with the elbow will continue this loop, and then you'll engage the opposite hand and begin to loop in the opposite direction. So when you feel comfortable doing so, remember your transition, make it as smooth as you can comfortably, and you simply begin to loop like so. Wax off, leading with the palm. As before, you fix your eyes on the back of the hand, and you rock from side to side, your little boat on a moonlit night, on your placid Lake Junaluska or on your placid Matanzas River here in North Florida. Beautifully done. Wax off, we call it, in deference to the old Karate Kid move that Pat Morita, who played Mr. Miyagi, showed the young man, Daniel-san. Beautifully done. Notice your shift in weight. Notice your turn in trunk. This is why the shifting weight on a figure eight is so important, because it's basically, all of these are martial arts moves as well. And you're generating energy through all three dantian this way, keeping them atop one another. Wax off. One of my favorites. Beautifully done. Now, since we're already doing wax off, we're basically ready for Master Wong calms waters. And we simply follow behind us just a little bit further in each direction. And as you do so, reaching behind you, as you turn your trunk a little further, you begin to calibrate your breath in the same manner. So, when your hand drifts behind you, that's your cue to take a big inhale. And then when you go to exhale, you exhale all the way across, through those pursed lips, using those floating ribs, controlling the exhale. Beautifully done. You inhale. When you switch hands behind you, you exhale all the way across to the other side and repeat from side to side. Well done. And then from Master Wong calms waters, we'll simply go back to our side to side, so you don't have to go behind anymore. And we'll roll the lead wrist so palm is facing you. And your lower hand begins to cup in a palm up posture. As you inhale up, you exhale across, and now you get to gaze into that Lao Gong point as it passes your field of vision. This we know so well as waving hands like clouds. Shifting weight, turning trunk, doing that little turn of the hips, rocking the little boat, waving hands like clouds. So beautifully done. And then, when you feel ready to do so, you can bring your hands back to pause in the middle and drop them. And then sink your chi. Inhale and rise. And exhale and fall. And continue to rise and fall with every breath. And when you're ready, the next time your hands rise, let your eyes follow them upward, grasp that invisible ball, and dig in the garden where we started out. Inhale, scoop forward and rise. Exhale, fall down. Beautifully. Float and melt in your own manner. This is your practice. You get to decide how high you reach, how low you go. Just gaze into the center of that glowing ball of silken chi energy between those Lao Gong points. And the next time your hands drop, simply tighten that loop like we did at the beginning and begin to draw back and push, looping towards your heart as you inhale, exhaling down and looping again with every breath, noticing that when you do the draw back and push facing forward, you actually breathe through your final stance, your final pose. So when you feel ready on your next rise, you decide you can invite yourself to pause at heart height in the hugging stance we know so well as stand like tree. Beautifully done, with long neck and light head floating upward. Our heavy shoulders and heavy tail melt downward. And between them, the spine gently stretches in each direction with every breath in the string of pearls as described in the ancient Asian literature. Our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging that long-lost loved one. Our feet are rooted in that firm, rooted stance, like a mighty oak on a mountaintop on the Blue Ridge of western North Carolina. And our three energy centers rest peacefully on one another, as if we carefully selected, gathered, balanced, and stacked three smooth river rocks on life's river's edge. With soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of the chi we stirred. We see the dance in our mind's eye. We choose our favorites of the moves we did together, from digging in the garden, through drawback and push, from two-handed silk reeling to the wax-off silk reeling. From waving hands like clouds through Master Wong calms waters, we see and feel it all. We enjoy this beautiful inward show. As we do, we invite the hands to take the slow journey downward one last time, until the thumbs cross over the belly button and the folded fingers warm on the cauldron of the body, as we resume blowing on the cauldron of the heart and the cauldron of the body. And through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if we're blowing through a straw, we blow on the embers again of the cauldron of the heart and body, and we delight in that growing, glowing light as the embers respond. Once again, filling our inner galaxy with light, drawing it upward with every inhale. Finally, we blow on the embers of the cauldron of the mind, which gave us this beautiful inward show. And in gratitude for our visualization, imagination, concentration, and meditation, we blow on the embers of all three cauldrons, filling the inner galaxy with bright silken chi energy, rising and passing beyond our inner galaxy, bathing the space between us, blowing on the embers, still filling the world around us, blowing on the embers still, and filling life itself with light, warm, silken chi energy. And may your body stay strong, and may your heart stay calm, and may your mind stay sharp, and may your spirit stay free. Yi-Dao, Qi-Dao, which means where the mind goes, Qi follows. Where intention goes, energy flows, so choose wisely, choose carefully, choose intentionally, choose peacefully. If your eyes are closed, enjoy it a moment longer as your hands melt to your side, only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. We step back into the center of our little boat, and the hands float up one more time until the Lao Gong points are close together. We slowly exhale down our center line, centering the chi as promised at the beginning, so that the hand on this side of the room or screen can make the gentle fist. The hand on this side can cover it. Together we can take a deep breath in to straighten. We slowly exhale and bow to one another. You give yourself a much earned, much deserved round of applause for being the light you made in the world today. Share it. Thank you.